Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, The Spiritual Justice Gem. God is Quita, or you can call me Quita. Either one would do. I answer to both. I've written down some messages that I got from like last week, and I never put the messages out. So I got time today, so I'm gonna put them out. God says someone needs to take their essence out of all their photos and videos, and if you got kids, you need to take all the essence out of photos and videos because someone is using them against, doing negative energetic work. They're using your photos and videos against you. Somebody need to clarify their thoughts and emotions. Your wealth is in your thoughts. Your mindset is your wealth. So Scott said you need to clear out your thoughts and emotions. Another one is somebody is doing spiritual work against your work, your job, your whatever you do for work, whatever you do to make a living, or your hobby, whatever you do for a hobby. Somebody don't like that you do what you do. So make sure you ask God to deliver any negative energetic work. I'm sorry, I'm looking through this is another message about twin flames. How you know you have a true twin flame, a false twin flame. So most people think twin flames are like, one is let me put it this way. One is divine. The divine I'm sorry, why did I say divine? One is like heavenly, like they have like high thoughts, higher concepts, higher ideas that they get from the universe, from God. And the other twin is a more earthy twin, like they focus on more materialistic things. Don't get me wrong, they're spiritual too, just in a different way. It will seem like all their focus is on material things, but they're highly spiritual. A lot of them don't even know that they are. It's a natural flow with them. So, and with the other person, the other higher twin may struggle with like physical things like jobs, work, because they are highly sensitive to energy. So that's another thing. Now, if you're dealing with a false twin flame, the false twin flame is like someone that'll put you through hell. Someone that will kick against the grain every step of the way. Like they will do anything to derail you from your higher purpose. They don't like your intuition. Where the other twin, your real twin, I shouldn't say the other twin, your real twin will, how can I put this? They will, I'm not going to say they support you because your spiritual beliefs may differ, but they will challenge you. So know the difference. One will challenge you and one will try to derail you, try to like make you feel bad for everything. See, my true twin flame is he didn't always support my spiritual beliefs because I'm the higher twin. He didn't have those higher ideals and concepts. But one thing he always did was, as a person, he treated me well. He never made me like regret doing anything for him. Of course, we go through our differences, but when it came to us together, anything that we went through was able to get over. It was never like, if I broke up with him, then we'll be back together 2 years later. And twin flames have that particular relationship where when they first meet, it's like, oh my God. And then they get into this relationship. I was with him for like 2 or 3 years before we broke up. Then we broke up for 2 years and we got back together. And it just seemed like we can never leave each other alone. That is a true twin flame connection, because even when within our connection, he was like, you always make me be better. You always challenge me to do better. You always hold me to a standard that I don't hold myself to. And I kind of felt good about it, but it's not easy being that person, because that means you have higher ideals and goals than most people. And it's kind of lonely. Even being in a twin flame relationship, it's kind of lonely. It really is, because most of your focus will be on God, and God is in everything and everyone. So you're learning from life. You're learning from the world. You're learning from God. And a lot of times you will be lonely because God is ministering to you. And a lot of times people will not be able to understand you or to receive you until they get to a point where they are healed what you've healed in your life, or they get to a point where they have open to communication from God, are open to the spiritual path. If they're not open or not ready, they're not going to receive you. And that can be the hardest part of a twin flame relationship. That could be the hardest part of even dealing with any type of relationship, is when you're very highly ideals and concepts. Remember that you remember that saying, how they say that intelligent people are some of the loneliest people. That is true. And not lonely in the sense where, oh my God, I got to have somebody here, or I want somebody here. You just want somebody to understand your concept with the messages that you're receiving from the universe, the lessons that you're learning. And that's the thing when you're a leader. When most twin flames, you that's just what you are. You're leaders. And when you are leaders, a lot of times you're meant to lead. So a lot of people are not going to understand you, and you're going to be way ahead of most people. Not saying you're better, but you get stuff faster than most people. So you're going to be way ahead of most people. And then you leave all that information that you went through behind so they can catch up to you. And then once most people start growing, they like it. They like growing. A lot of people do. They like growing. They like going... I'm sorry. They like to once you start growing, it's like, oh my God, I want it. What else can I do? What else am I capable of? You start learning your inner power. So I say that if you're a leader in the twin flame journey, if you're a higher twin, be patient with yourself and with the people around you, because not everybody has your ideas. Not everybody can see God the way you see God. Not everybody loves the way you love. And not everybody think the way you think. They don't have the heart that you do, because they probably was never given that type of love. So remember, you're at the forefront of everything. So when you're at the forefront of everything, there is no clear path. You literally have to follow the voice of God. There is no clear path. Everything around you seems like crazy and chaotic, and you would think you were crazy at a point, and you may have been, because everybody else is so normal and so used to being stagnant, until what you're doing is crazy, until they understand, they come to the concepts, the ideas and concepts, take the blocks out their mind so that they can receive what God is saying. You have to be patient. What the children of Israel, I don't remember how many years exactly it took them to get out of Egypt, but the reason why it took them so many years is because of their mindset. It's because they kept backsliding. They kept, and it's just showing you human nature, how we learn. And then once we get to the milk and honey, we was like, oh my God, I'm glad I went through that. I'm glad I listened. I'm glad I was obedient. And the ones that's disobedient, that continues not to learn lessons, them are the people that usually, are bitter. They can't get rights or won't get rights. These are the people that usually are the pharaohs, are trying to pull you down at every cost. So I like to say, Spirit is telling me to call them crab-minded people. They're the crab-minded people. They walk sideways, backwards, you know what I mean? They just can't get right. Spirit is so funny. Oh my God. They so funny. I'm so sorry. I didn't even, I'm so glad I'm open to Spirit right now, because that was too funny. See, I love being in touch with my spirit guys, my higher self, because they will, because I tend to say the same things, and they will make it so comical until like it's so lighthearted. It just makes you happy. It brings me joy when they say little stuff. They give me ideas like that, like crab-minded people. Because crabs, they walk backwards and forwards. I mean, they work sideways, and they don't really walk forward, like in a straight direction. They walk every which way but right. Oh, I can't right now. But you guys, this is the lessons and messages Spirit gave to me like last week, maybe a little bit more. But I was going through so much warfare and stuff. So I said, I'm going to just write them down, and I'm going to give them whenever it's get calm, because the warfare was so heavy, and people think that it's easy being us. It's not, because you have some people that are strictly for the demonic kingdoms, for Satan, and they okay with that. They okay with summoning demons and letting demons in their body. So we have to work with those type of people. And I don't mean like physically, I mean with the word of God, constantly praying, constantly watching all this warfare off, constantly trying to get, sometimes it'd be hard to get out of bed and I'm like, God, I just felt good last night. I know that's not me. And it be somebody that just dumped all their negative energy on you because they don't want you to ascend to a higher level. That's just what it is. And I'm so glad I wrote it down. I'm so glad Spirit kept bringing it to my remembrance. Like, do this, do that, do this. And today I got a lot done. I really did. I got a lot done when it came to the spiritual and putting out content. Because usually I'm like boom, 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 fast. And ever since I've been going through warfare since last year, I've been going through it really all my life, but the most I had is when I started this channel and started trying to get my own business, I had the most warfare. I had the most warfare to happen to me last year. And it just taught me to be stronger and to not take for granted the gifts God have given me. Because sometimes when we have gifts and when we, things are like the God burdens are light and easy. So sometimes people are like, okay, I can just do that later. I'll procrastinate. And I know why God make me go through some of the things I go through, because I'm still cleaning a lot of toxic cycles. Well, not a lot, but you know how they say big things popping and little things stop it. He's cleaning out those little things that's stopping me. And he using my enemies to do it. And I'm okay with that, because procrastination was one of my biggest things, because it's like so many ideas, so many ways you can do it. And I learned to just do it and just be at that moment, live in that moment and do it. So I've conquered that at this point. That's why I'm going into a new season. But that's what God will do with you. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Just because I'm the Most High's child don't mean I'm perfect. That's why I'm his child, because I know I'm perfectly flawed. And for me to own my flaws is to be human, because that's the human aspect of me. Those are some of my weaker qualities, and I know them. And that's what makes me stronger, because I know my weaker qualities and I know when I want to give into them, and I can decide when I don't want to give into them. So when I have to go through consequences, I'm not bitter about it. I'm like, yeah, I got to go through this because I ain't do this at this time. I'm okay. I take accountability for what I didn't or did do. And that's what people don't understand about being in the mindset of Christ, in the Christ mindset, because it teaches you accountability. Accountability is one of the best things you can have when you're talking about self, because you have so much more power than people think that you do, and then people think and realize that they do. We have so much ability, so much more power than we allow ourselves to think. And if you attune to yourself and attune to God, then you will understand that you have that power. But it takes a lot, because a lot of us have been through toxic things, abuse and stuff. So it could be light, it could be heavy. It don't matter. We all been through something that creates blockages within our minds and our mindset. And so we have to go and clean them out. And we have to have blockages and things to overcome, because if that was the case, there would be no purpose to life. There would be no purpose to living, because you could just go be a conscience somewhere else. If that's the case, you could just go be a conscience. Why do you need to come on the earth? Because so you won't error? Everybody's going to error. But to make your journey a lot easier, the Bible has given us specific things to follow. And if you can do it, not saying that you're going to do all of them at one time, but if you can build yourself up to those qualities and those levels, you'll see how God starts to minister and manifest, and happiness and abundance starts to flow in your life in such a way that you've never seen before. And I'm so thankful that I've gone through the things that I've gone through, because I had a lot of toxic cycles and stuff due to my childhood, due to my family, due to the curses, due to everything that the devil put here. So the devil has his purpose. So don't ever think that he don't, but don't ever give him the credit that he don't deserve. That's one thing I don't do. I always put God where thank God, thank you for everything. And then I make myself accountable, and then I'll be like, okay, that's the low level, that's that petty. You can have that. Satan, get behind me. You can have all that negativity. I give him what he needs, and that's his negativity. If that's what you want, baby, that's yours. You feel me? So that being said, you guys, I'm not going to make this video too long. I'm out. Peace.